Hello, this is Tim Law with Planet Forward Coaching and Self-Reliance You. Always remember your dreams, your goals, your life, your career are all essential. A big thank you to well over 300 people that have subscribed to this YouTube channel, Planet Forward Coaching. And if you take a minute to subscribe, if you haven't already, it'd be much appreciated. There's a lot of collective wisdom here, and I'm absolutely delighted to have a wonderful young lady who I've been a fan of for the last several years, primarily because she used to beat us up pretty good in tennis. Big fan of hers, Kamdyn Balko. So Kamdyn from New Oxford. So please tell us your story a little bit, and we'll do a little Q&A here. Glad you're here.
Yeah, thank you for having me, first of all. But like you said, I am a graduate of New Oxford High School. I graduated in 2019, where I was a member of the girls tennis team and then also the track and field team. And I just finished my sophomore year of undergrad actually this week at Methodist University in Fayetteville, North Carolina, where I am a member of the women's tennis team there. And I am double majoring in special and elementary education with a minor in professional tennis management. So I'm awfully busy down there.
Yeah, certainly sounds like it. And I'm, talking to a number of the college students or student athletes as well, some of them that I've interviewed. Obviously it's a whole big step up as far as high school is concerned, Cam. And who would you say some of your main role models were as far as coming up that helped you a great deal as far as being the outstanding student athlete that you are?
So I think the biggest person that played the role in just my transition from high school to college athletics was probably my high school coach, Travis Martin.
Mhm.
I didn't plan on playing college tennis. So then once we kind of had that idea and I told him, hey, there's some coaches looking at me. This is something I want to do. Then we kind of upped it a notch and we focused on kind of that transition period from what high school tennis to college tennis looks like. And I definitely give a huge shout out to him for helping me get prepared as much as possible before I made it off to college. So.
Yeah. Coach Martin and I have been very, very close friends. He was one of those guys that I liked right away when I started coaching in the fall of 16 with the girls tennis team at Northeastern, and just a class act. He understands the sportsmanship and everything, and he's just become a very, very close friend. And I'm a big fan of his, that's for sure, because he runs a program pretty much the way it should. What were some of the life lessons, Cam, that tennis or being a student athlete and anything else you've been involved with extracurricular wise? What are some of the life lessons that you've learned from those things you've been involved with?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing is persevering through all of the tough times you might come across. So, as you know, I had knee surgery my senior year of high school. So, I tore my MPFL in the right knee, and I was out for my senior track season. I recovered all of my summer, and a week before I went off to college, I was cleared by my doctor, which was kind of a stressful time, because I didn't have time over the summer to prepare for my upcoming college tennis season. I
Mhm.
was too busy, focused on recovery and all of that. But now, after completing my sophomore year, I'm as healthy as can be. My knee has held up for me perfectly. And it just kind of goes to show that as long as you put your mind to it through no matter what life throws at you, you can make it through stronger on the other side. So, yeah, I think that injury itself, and then the pandemic throwing college athletes and just college students in general has been a huge struggle. So I'm glad I got to get through this year alone, and my freshman year obviously too. But yeah, it's just been perseverance, I think, has been the thing that I've learned the most over the past few years.
Sure. And I think, Cam, you really hit it very, very well. In fact, some guy named Thomas Edison, who was pretty well known in American history, said if he had a choice of taking somebody who was real smart or somebody who was persistent or had perseverance, he'd take the persistent perseverance person. Not that we're not downplaying intelligence at all, but I think the key a lot of things is being able to persist intelligently and be able
Absolutely.
to do that. So anyway, yeah, I really like what you brought up there as far as that was concerned, because you played with several of our kids on the USTA team that we set up at Northeastern. Jillian Lockman, who you know real well, Joshua Sanderson, Lance Freeze. Sam Seidel. We had a number of really good guys. Eric was on the team there, Eric Sowers, and just a number of these guys that you got to play with. And then we had Casey Konjak joining us, another wonderful young lady that I hope to be interviewing hopefully next week from New Oxford. So tell us the difference, Cam, between, let's say, high school tennis level and what you experienced as far as the collegiate level, because it's a step up. There's no getting around it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't think I was prepared really for the changes that I kind of experienced between high school tennis and college tennis. And I don't want to brag about my Methodist team, but we're a pretty strong team.
Mhm.
And going into it, I was #1 on New Oxford's team my junior and senior year. And then going into Methodist, I knew darn well I was not going to be the best player there, but that was
Mhm.
okay to me because, I wanted to be on a team that was going to help progress me and get me better. I didn't really want to be a standout girl on the team, So I think just the challenges that it presented physically and mentally was a big step up between high school and college, and just trying to figure out the balance between your academics and athletics. Because in college, your academics are getting more rigorous too. It's not just your sport, but no, I think, yeah, I was just not really prepared, not really expecting it. But after my sophomore year here, like I said, I think I've kind of gotten a hang of it for the last 2 years I have here. But yeah, it was definitely a lot more challenging than I expected.
Yeah, and I think that, no, without a doubt, Cam, that your game is up to another level. I mean, it has to be, and what's interesting is, and I say this to a lot of kids in high school, is that when you go to college, whether you're playing collegiately or just the idea in the classroom, you're in there with some academic greyhounds. You're in there with people that have successfully navigated through high school. We're not just talking about C's or barely making it. You're talking about students that have really come through there with some real good
Mhm.
academic prowess going on there. So, and then obviously when you combine that with the the tennis and raising that level, it's definitely pushing you. There's no question about that. What uh, advice would you give, let's say, up and coming student athletes, Cam? It doesn't matter what the sport is. What advice would you give them, going forward if a student athlete, a high school student athlete, wants to play in college?
Yeah, so I don't want to sound redundant, but that whole perseverance concept that I kind of talked about, if something seems challenging, just don't give up,
Mhm.
because like I had mentioned with my surgery, things got hard. I missed out on my senior track season where I could have been equally as successful as I think I am on the tennis court.
Mhm.
And there's just, life throws things at you and they're not always going to be easy. And some of us might think that our lives seem more difficult or more challenging than others, but we all kind of experience things differently and we handle things differently. But just don't give up and pursue all that you want to, because you never know where life is going to take you if you just keep on going.
Sure. Very well said. And what were some of the other extracurricular activities, Cam, you were involved with when you were at New Oxford?
So at New Oxford, I'll just focus on my senior year, but I was a part of our National Honor Society,
Mhm.
our FBLA, our varsity club. I was a freshman mentor and a peer tutor as well. So yeah, on top of tennis, track, and school, I was busy otherwise,
Sure.
but I wouldn't
Sure.
have it any other way.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's interesting because I had done an interview a couple days ago with Giselle Gastano, who was,
Mhm.
outstanding. She's an outstanding softball player, and I mean, really good. She made all county when she was a freshman, and she's amazing. And she was talking about, being involved with a variety of things that really helped open up her network of people and everything. She made some great points, and it sounds like you've done some of the same things. Well, besides the tennis and the academics at college right now, Cam, what other things are you actually involved with down there?
Yeah, so I am currently the president of our education club and honor society that we have on campus. My PTM minor that I had mentioned earlier, we have a student association for that, which I am a part of.
Mhm.
Um, the National Society of Leadership and Success, that's another honor society. Oh goodness, what's the other one? The acronym is NRHH, but I think it's National Residence Hall Honorary, that's another one. So yeah, there's a bunch of different organizations that I'm a part of down there. And like you mentioned, how Giselle had said in an interview, the connections are so important.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely making them, particularly within PTM and then my education honor society and club as well. So yeah, I think making connections and kind of making a positive name for yourself is super important, especially once you get to college.
Yeah. Another thing that Giselle emphasized on hers was, advocating for yourself, which
Absolutely.
obviously you're very proactive. I'm asked a number of times to write, letters of reference for different young people and that type of thing. And what I'm looking for is that forward glide. Does this individual have some passion inside them? Are they action oriented? And so these are different things that I kind of look for as far as the student is concerned, whether it's a student athlete or just somebody that just is out there getting involved. And it's just so very, very important because let's face it, and you've already experienced this, but high school goes quick, but college seems like it goes twice as fast. I think you'd agree with that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was talking to one of my roommates just like the weekend before we left, and we were kind of like, hey, we're already halfway done through college and we're graduating in 2 years, which was crazy because it's like, wait, didn't we just graduate high school? How can college graduation only be 2 years away? But yeah, I thought high school went fast, but college seems to be going even faster somehow.
Sure, sure. Now, do you have any advice, Cam, regarding trying to minimize or do your best as far as college debt, because that has really become a big challenge for a lot of students. That I can't say it enough that you want to go to college, come out with a degree that's pretty much marketable and everything, and do your best to try to minimize debt. What advice would you give for anybody going up into college for something like that?
Yeah, so I have joked with my parents before. I don't attend the cheapest school that I looked at,
Mhm.
but I think focusing on your academics in high school is super important because that carries over into any local or like school related scholarships that you might come across. And truly, I applied for anything and everything that I was eligible
Mhm.
for my senior year of high school. And
Mhm.
honestly, if I was not given some of the scholarships that I was awarded, I would not be attending Methodist. Because,
Yeah.
like I said, that university, definitely not the cheapest that I looked at. And the tuition just seems to be growing, nationally. So I think it's important to remember that your success in high school can lead to future benefits, especially by your senior year when you're looking for all those scholarship opportunities. But simply, you have to check in with your school, check in online. I mean, a simple Google search can do wonders. But it's definitely important to look for all the scholarship opportunities you can and simply apply, because you never know what you might come across and you never know what you'll actually get awarded. So yeah.
Excellent. And I think you sum up your perseverance, and you also sum up what Giselle said as far as advocating for yourself.
Mhm.
Those scholarships or whatever, the aid, it's out there, but you're going to have to, you got to hustle and go after it, because it's not going to come, and just come to you randomly. I mean, it's something that you have to target and go after, because let's face it, we live in a competitive society, and there's other people competing for those as well. So very well said.
Absolutely.
Very well said. Tell us about this uh, incredible New Oxford ladies tennis team that's coming up next year, because Coach Martin and I always go back and forth about, well, spring is coming, because my boys team has done fairly well against him, and then his girls team, and I will say this, my hat's off to him, but New Oxford and Dallestown are the only two ladies teams that we have not beaten at Northeastern. And I know he's going to have a juggernaut coming at us. So what can you say? Because your younger sister's coming up. Tell us a little bit about her and Anya and a couple of those other outstanding young ladies.
Yeah, so I have to say, you mentioned Anya's name. So I've had the privilege to hit with her and play some matches against her, and she would absolutely like start on my university's team. No
Wow,
doubt about it.
wow.
Yeah, like
And she's still in eighth grade.
yeah, so she is definitely a little phenom coming through. But then my sister as well, I think she has the the mindset that she just wants to do what Cam did. So
Mhm.
she just wants to come after my success. And I think she uses that as fuel. And I mean, I don't want her to be better than me, but at the same time, I do want her to be better than
Sure.
me, you know? So,
Yeah.
no, I'm super excited for her because I know a couple years ago we would try to hit and she wasn't quite able to, you know, keep rallies with me and that sort of thing. And now, just a couple weekends ago, she visited me down at Methodist, and we were hitting because I had an off day of practice and matches. And, you know, she was getting competitive, and it's super exciting, just as her older sister, to see that growth and progressions that, you know, that she's made over the past couple years. So I hope she can, or she keeps that competitive fire that she has. And yeah, I'm super excited to see what that team does. And I hate to see you on the other side, but I'm super excited for my
Well,
alma mater and
I'm
to see what they
absolutely,
have.
absolutely. Well, I'll be whispering his ear, Coach Martin. Spring is coming. Spring is coming.
Yeah, like don't forget, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, we've got a good, just a great rapport, and I always love getting together with him because, like I say, he's the ultimate sportsman. I don't know if you saw his interview and his sister's interview.
I did, yeah.
Becky with the recipient of a heart transplant. I mean, they are two incredibly remarkable people, and I mean, you talk about perseverance. I mean, they're just incredible. That's for sure.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So Cam, this has been wonderful. Do appreciate this very, very much. Any last thoughts before we kind of conclude here?
I don't think so. I
Mhm.
think I'm all good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, excellent. Stick around for a little bit right afterwards. Oh, by the way, what is your sister's first name?
Her name is Kaylin.
Kaylin. Yeah. Okay. I know
Yes.
you know that. I just want to make sure that the people viewing this will realize
Yeah.
that as well. So anyway, good deal. All right. Well, sit tight. I will be right with you here as we, pause this. Okay. You were
Sounds
you were
good.
awesome. Great job. Great job.
Thank you.